This is about your Father, chosen one. And today, everything is different. There are moments in this life that feel like a silent earthquake. No noise, no warning, but something inside you shifts forever. This is one of those moments. You didn't stumble on this message. You were summoned. Heaven whispered your name in the Spirit, and the universe responded by aligning this very word with your eyes, your breath, your soul. You've always felt it, something lingering in the spiritual background, something about your origin, about your lineage, about the person called Father in your story. The confusion, the silence, the questions that never got answered. But now the heavens are speaking. This pull you're feeling, this ache, this stirring, it isn't random. Even Elon Musk, one of the most unreachable minds of this world, is feeling it. That pull toward you is unbearable because it's divine. It's bigger than emotion. It's ancestral. It's prophetic. Because you are the key. You are the bridge that ends the silence. The one that unlocks healing, truth, and purpose not just for yourself, but for your entire bloodline. From today forward, your steps will feel different. More grounded, more called. Because the heavens have turned the page in your story. And the father wound that once broke you, it's about to become the doorway that blesses you. Prepare yourself, chosen one. The divine is not finished with your story. In fact, it's just beginning. Chosen one, watch this video through to the finish. Allow this message to permeate your whole being. Things you have never seen before will become clear to you. To release your frequency into the cosmos, put the number 777 below and leave your best wishes in the comment section. Your desires might be fulfilled because of that deliberate effort of energy. Indeed, they will, as when you are in harmony with truth, love, and your purpose in life, the world always pays attention. Make your desire come true today. Declare it. Enjoy this video, chosen one. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get started. The quiet thread to sex. There was an unsaid element around your father from your early years. Perhaps he wasn't physically there. Perhaps he was there, but emotionally removed. Maybe he was a strong guy who was incapable of showing love. Or maybe he was unable to provide the kind of love your soul required. No matter what you have gone through, this bond has been a quiet thread across your life. And that thread is starting to come undone today. Not in a destructive way, but in a way that reveals things. Because the reality that emerges when the spiritual veil is lifted is meant to heal, not to hurt. Invisible wounds plague many chosen ones throughout their existence. They are armored in strength. They are wise above their years as leaders. They provide compassionate guidance to others. However, behind that, they often have a soft spot for the father figure in their lives. Either perplexity, sadness, or wordless desire came from the figure. The fact is, however, that worldly jobs do not define your spiritual DNA. And something that reclaims every aspect of your identity will awaken inside you today. Chosen one, regardless of how strained your relationship with your earthly father may have been, you must hear this important truth right now. It was never your fault if your father neglected you, never saw you, or simply was unable to provide for your needs. Not even for a moment. No one else's quiet or absence ever took away from your value. We have always seen your essence. People have known you for ages, and something inside you is prepared to confront the echo that has been following you for years. This is not about assigning blame. Freedom is at issue here. Taking back your authority. You have to realize that all bonds on earth, particularly those between parents and children, have an energy thread. That thread runs through your experience, whether it is nurtured or not. It affects your relationships, your self-esteem, and even your capacity for love. Here's the change, though. You regain your power when you become aware of it, speak the truth to it, and recognize it for what it is. And that's what's going on at the moment. Your power is coming back. A partnership that never fulfilled its promise no longer defines you. It is not what you were lacking that defines you, but rather who you are becoming. To share the love of the angels, write amen, and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. The environment around you is undergoing a dramatic turnaround, a heavenly equilibrium. The anguish that resulted from the rift in your connection with your father is being transformed into fortitude, insight, and a level of superhuman maturity that is exclusive to chosen ones. You've been silently questioning why he didn't protect me for years. How come he wasn't present? Why didn't he come for me even after he saw me? And those questions have been circling like a silent storm in your heart. But now that you're starting to give to yourself what you needed from him, the storm is starting to calm down. You're protecting yourself now. You're turning into the voice that asserts your importance. You are sufficient. You are cherished. You're taking the initiative to validate your own existence. And you become fully free throughout that change. Your future is no longer clouded by the power your father had, regardless of whether he utilized it for good, disregarded it, or abused it. Nothing, not even history, quiet, or absence, can stop your light from ascending. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. The fathering of God. Chosen one, the lack of father support has actually strengthened many of your present talents. Your intuition had to become more audible because of that void. Your spiritual connection needed to be deeper, and your insight needed to increase more quickly. You were forced to look for solace in the invisible. And that invisible world greeted you with affection. You encountered the godly in hidden locations. Not because of what occurred, but in part because of it, you are the person you are today. Your persona was formed by a genuine fire. You also get to choose how the flame is utilized today. This is a point of intersection. You won't come back after you've crossed. This is not only a consoling message. This is an invitation to embrace your whole self without waiting for approval from someone who is unable to provide it. It's about getting up without saying sorry. It's about realizing that something bigger, something timeless, something holy fathered you. Your ultimate origins was never just human, even if you were ignored by a man composed of flesh and bone. And you wake up to that today. You have been selected to deviate from a norm. You indeed. You have been tasked with breaking the cycle of abuse, abandonment, silence, and emotional neglect. You're the one who stops it. This is where the responsibility ends. Because of the choice you are making right now to keep the past from becoming your jail, your future children will know safety, gentleness, strength, and presence. You have this power, and it is now fully activated. Reclamation and freedom. Even if there is no physical interaction, healing is taking place in your soul. To be entire, you don't have to apologize. A confession is not necessary for you to be whole. Their words don't have the power you've been seeking. You're aware of it, and you're awake, conscious, and in alignment today. The thing that previously made you feel neglected is now the evidence that you have always been led by God. The absence itself had a purpose. You found a voice inside, even amid the stillness. Let today be the day when your spirit begins to breathe once again. This is the time to cease requesting something that they were never able to provide. Let this be the moment when you stop minimizing yourself because of the shortcomings of others. You're not invisible. You're not unwelcome. You're not damaged. You're not too much. Because you were always destined to climb, you are doing so now. Your calling was not canceled by your father's decisions or absence. They were unable to. Something higher sealed your route. And now more than ever, that higher voice is reverberating throughout your existence. It's stating, you are mine. I've always been with you. You've never been alone. You start to realize that what was sown inside you, regardless of whether or not others approve of it, is now prepared to blossom on this day. It's possible that your connection with your father may never turn out the way you had intended. However, the healing you're getting now goes beyond a romantic partnership. It's about reclaiming yourself. You're reclaiming yourself. You're putting the parts back together and getting back to your full self. Because of what you now offer yourself, truth, love, and the freedom to be greater than your past, rather than because of what someone else gave you. To share the love of the angels, write Amen and contribute up to $20 with a super thank you. The healing process. Chosen one, a father's hurt does not heal in a straight line. The events do not occur simultaneously. Season after season, layer by layer, and perhaps in unexpected ways, it develops. You may feel as if the agony has been relieved at times. Then, out of the blue, something will cause that same pain to return. But pay careful attention. That does not imply that you have regressed. It indicates that your heart is now capable of processing a deeper depth. It indicates that the divine has deeper faith in you. Pretending that the sorrow never happened is not the goal of this journey. It's about knowing that you are still protected and learning to breathe freely in its company. The sorrow you bear does not tarnish your tale. Because you have the courage to confront what others bury, your narrative shines. And the anguish that resulted from your father's absence or distortion is now being transformed into heavenly understanding. Clarity is emerging where uncertainty formerly existed. What used to be lacking is now abundant. You're not doomed. You have been commissioned. And, chosen one, your assignment is holy. You are now benefiting from everything that occurred to you. And your father's wounds will no longer sustain you. The knowledge that sprang from them will sustain you. You are not a prisoner of the brokenness of others. The tale you were born into is not meant to be repeated. Even now, you are rewriting it with each breath and each step you take. And one day, everyone will be amazed by what they saw. Not because your road was simple, but rather because you handled what should have broken you with grace. You are now holding on to your inner kid, the part of you that previously yearned for approval, waited for approval, and pleaded for affection. Now that you are awake, conscious, present, and mending, that kid is secure. The person who were waiting at the window for someone who never showed up is no longer you. The person who came for you is you. And it is among the bravest things a person can do. Your new meaning and heritage. Your self-definition is what changes today, chosen one. What they didn't provide no longer defines who you are. Without it, you identify yourself by what you have become. The compassion that now emanates from you is what defines you. The brilliance that could not be doused is what defines you. The power of your presence, the depth of your love, the heavenly fire in your soul, and the tenacity of your bones are what characterize you. And here's something even more profound. Regardless of how absent, aloof, or cruel your father was, there's always something timeless in the thread that ties you together. Pain does not define that thread. Possibility defines it. Right now, you have the chance to leave a fresh legacy that honors the narrative that is being told through you rather than the guy. You are evidence that change is achievable. It's up to you to end the pattern without hurting yourself. You can recover without your father changing. Let that fact serve as your compass. It is not necessary for someone else to apologize, awaken, or be ready to comprehend for you to recover. You are born with the ability to heal. Because you are divine, it is yours. You are adored, therefore it is yours. You were never intended to remain enmeshed in suffering that is not yours, therefore it is yours. Now is the time to let go of the guilt that comes with feeling furious, abandoned, or as if you missed something holy. It's okay for you to feel everything. You're free to mourn. You're free to be angry. Above all, however, you are free to go on. You're free to prosper. Where there was once brokenness, you are free to create beauty. The past no longer holds you back. You're creating something completely different, and you're doing it gracefully, revealing your magnificence. Your father may never fully understand you, chosen one, but it doesn't lessen your genius. It's okay when certain lights are too strong for some persons to gaze straight at. It's not necessary for everyone to see you. All you have to do is stay faithful to what is currently being reawakened inside you. The divine is seeing you. The cosmos can see you. Your higher self is looking at you. Most significantly, the future you who is waiting on the other side of this healing sees you. That version is doing really well. Deep love, fearless creation, strong leadership, and unrestricted living characterize that version. With a smile on its face, that version is telling you, keep going. It's all going to make sense. Because you're finally deciding to let go of what was never yours. Everything changes today. You never had the embarrassment. You never had the quiet. You never had the guilt. You never had the sense that you were unworthy. You were born into the incomplete tale of someone else. However, the following chapter is up to you to decide. and freedom opens the chapter. Allow this liberation to fill your heart. Allow it to reverberate through your bones. Raise in your voice and calm yourself. Generational patterns are being abandoned by you. You are breaking the emotional scarcity loop. You are entering a world where trauma is subdued by truth, where love is plentiful, and where presence is healing. Your history does not define you. You are a future healing prophesy, and through you, that prophesy is coming to pass. Many others will be cured only because you choose to get up, chosen one. The inner work you are doing today will help your future spouse, your community, and your children. They will notice a change in the way you show up, listen, and hold space. You have left a legacy that will one day make them remark, because of you, I know what love looks like. What a sacred bequest. What a strong change. You are establishing safety for everyone who follows you, not just for yourself. You're offering something that you have never gotten. You're becoming what you didn't have before. The divine is being embodied by you. When you realize that your tale never ended in suffering, everything changes today. You are now walking it through to glory, and it began in it. The change taking place in your soul is not a little one. Despite its seeming quietness, it is massive. Heaven is seeing how you have changed. You are being encouraged by the divine. Your soul is aware that this goes beyond simple healing. Activation is what it is. You are entering a new version of yourself that cannot be reversed by silence, rejection, or abandonment. You're entering a state of fullness. This completeness will reverberate. It will reverberate throughout subsequent generations. It will influence your decisions, works of art, and vocations. You won't ever again plead for a place at the table with people who don't value you. Now you're the table. The divine blueprint for healing is inside you. The most amazing thing is that the same suffering that almost destroyed you is now the fertile ground where your purpose is developing. Allow yourself to become guilt-free. You don't need permission to flourish. Give yourself love right now. You are always deserving, not because you demonstrated it. What changes today is how you see your history, not how it really happened. What you choose to do with it now, not what they did. It's your presence, not theirs. Now you're here. You arrived. You paid attention, and it alone demonstrates your strength. Make this section of your tale sacrosanct. Be gentle with it. Let it be sacred. Prepare yourselves, chosen one, because everything that has been suppressed by suffering is now flowing in love toward you. The beginning of your strength. You start living differently when the hurt of the past no longer controls who you are. You breathe easily. You move clearly. You spoke with conviction. Because your value is ingrained in you like a song you were meant to sing, you no longer need to persuade others of it. Chosen one. That's where you are now. You've arrived at a point where your power is derived from what is now flowing through you rather than from what was done to you. It's not a noisy transition. It does not need to be. In its purest form, power glides inconspicuously, but its effect trembles everything. The aura surrounding you altered the instant you stopped holding yourself responsible for your father's emotional absence. The previous version of yourself started to disappear the minute you decided to quit pursuing love that was never based on presence. And in its stead, something holy is already taking shape, something fresh and old, something entire and healed all at once. A voice is growing inside you, one that speaks from the assurance of alignment rather than the echo of desire. You are not functioning on a survival basis anymore. You are entering the realm of embodiment. Your soul now provides a deeper response to the question, why didn't he love me the way I needed? Because I was supposed to find a love that transcends human limitations. It's more than simply your recovery. You're ascending. And here's something most people never know. Chosen one. You awaken a latent aspect of your spiritual power when you cure the father wound. The power to lead, the power to defend, the power to responsibly manage your own energy. These were treasures that were always meant to be in your spirit, but hardship often brings them to light. Whether you are male or female, you are being groomed to walk in your own divine masculine strength. Because gender isn't the issue here. It has to do with function. Carrying a divine presence is the goal. The goal is to learn how to hold yourself, which will enable you to become the grounded, safe, and anchored person who holds others. When you understand that your past does not define your future, everything changes. Your calling is informed by it. Your mission was not erased by your father's decisions or constraints. They improved your senses. They forced you to examine more closely. They caused you to scream for answers from God.